Nobody warned you about this. Not your friends, not your family, not anyone who ever told you that you're just too sensitive or that you need to toughen up. Nobody told you that the exhaustion you feel after certain conversations, the way your stomach tightens around specific people, the confusion that follows you home after seeing someone who claims to love you, none of that is random. What if your body has been trying to warn you this entire time, and you were taught to ignore it? What if every uneasy feeling, every unexplained drain of energy, every moment you talked yourself out of trusting your own gut wasn't weakness, but your deepest intelligence trying to protect you? Carl Jung spent decades studying the human psyche, the conscious mind, the unconscious, and the parts of ourselves we project onto others. And through that work, certain patterns emerge again and again in relationships where one person feels deeply and another seems to feed on that depth. Today, using Jung's own framework, the persona, the shadow, and the concept of projection, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific signs you can recognize in your own relationships, starting right now. Stay with me until the end, because sign number 4 is the one almost nobody recognizes until years later. The first sign relates to something Jung observed about how the unconscious recognizes itself in others. Think back to how the relationship began, not months in the very beginning. Did it feel unusually fast? Did this person seem to know exactly what you needed to hear within days, sometimes hours of meeting you? Did they mirror your interests, your wounds, your dreams, with uncanny precision, almost as if they had been studying you? Jung wrote extensively about projection, the unconscious process by which we cast our own unintegrated qualities onto another person. In healthy connection, this unfolds slowly. It deepens through tested trust, through small moments that accumulate over time. But some dynamics move at a very different speed. They flood you. They overwhelm your natural defenses before those defenses have had a chance to form. Here is a practice you can try right now. Think of one relationship in your life that concerns you. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, and ask yourself this precise question. Did this person earn my trust slowly, through consistency? Or did they accelerate intimacy before I had time to actually know them? If the honest answer is the second one, that is sign number 1. This isn't about blaming yourself for being open. Your willingness to connect quickly is not the flaw. It is one of the most beautiful parts of who you are. But it is worth knowing that openness is exactly what certain people are drawn to, consciously or not. The second sign connects to something Jung called the persona, the mask we present to the world, often built to manage how others feel about us. Notice this. Do you feel responsible for how this person feels? Not concerned? Not caring? Responsible. As if their happiness, their stability, their mood for the entire day rests in your hands? This pattern often develops when one person's persona depends heavily on the emotional management of those around them, and the other person, often someone deeply empathic, steps into that role without realizing it. Here is a practice for recognizing this. The next time you feel that familiar tightness, that urge to fix, soothe, or manage someone else's emotional state, place your hand on your own chest, right now, if you want to try this, and ask yourself, whose emotion is this? Is this genuinely mine? Or have I absorbed someone else's feeling as though it belongs to me? This single question can interrupt years of conditioning in a matter of seconds. Healthy relationships involve care. This particular dynamic involves obligation. Care leaves you feeling connected. Obligation leaves you feeling trapped. If you find yourself constantly managing someone's mood, walking on emotional eggshells, feeling like their stability depends entirely on your performance, that is sign number 2. The third sign reveals something about what Jung called the inflated persona, a false self, so fragile that genuine self-examination feels threatening. Think of the last real conflict you had with this person. Did they ever offer a genuine apology? Not the kind wrapped in justification. Not, "I'm sorry, but you made me." Not, "I'm sorry you feel that way." A real apology. Clean, unconditional, taking full ownership. Jung believed that true psychological growth, what he called individuation, required confronting one's own shadow, the parts of ourselves we'd rather not see. People who struggle to do this inner work often struggle equally to admit fault outwardly, because the two are connected. To say, "I was wrong and I hurt you," requires a level of self-confrontation that some people have simply never developed the capacity for. Here is a practice for this sign. Write down, right now if you can, the last 3 conflicts you had with this person. Next to each one, write either "real apology" or "no real apology." Be honest. Write what actually happened, not what you wish had happened. If you see a pattern of 0 real apologies across multiple conflicts, that is sign number 3. People capable of genuine self-reflection rarely create consistent harm without acknowledging it. A pattern of never taking ownership often points to an unexamined shadow and an unwillingness to look at it. This is the sign almost nobody recognizes until significant damage has already occurred, and it is, without question, the most psychologically disorienting of the 5. Ask yourself honestly, do you find yourself constantly second-guessing what you remember happening? Do conversations with this person leave you confused about what was actually said, what you actually meant, what actually occurred? Do you find yourself apologizing for things you're not even certain you did? This is not confusion. This is not your memory failing you. When one person consistently insists their version of events is the only correct one, the other person's internal sense of reality can begin to waver, not because their memory is unreliable, but because they're being trained repeatedly to doubt it. Here is a practice for this. Starting today, keep a small written record, not to build a case against anyone, but to anchor yourself to what is real. After any significant conversation or conflict, write down in your own words, within the same hour if possible, exactly what was said and how you genuinely felt. This single practice does something powerful. It returns your reality to you. It becomes a clear, written record in your own hand of what actually happened, protecting you from gradually doubting your own perception over time. If you have ever walked away from a conversation feeling deeply confused, questioning things you witnessed with your own eyes, that is sign number 4. And once you can name it, it loses a great deal of its power over you. The 5th sign often arrives as the most painful realization of all. Think carefully. Have the people closest to you expressed concern about this relationship? Have they gently, or perhaps not so gently, said things like, "I don't know, something feels off," or "Are you okay? You seem different lately?" And think honestly about how you responded. Did you defend the relationship? Did you explain away their concerns? Did you perhaps even create distance from the people who were trying to support you? This pattern can quietly disconnect you from the very support system designed to help you see clearly, sometimes called isolation, and it rarely happens all at once. It happens gradually, one small distancing at a time. Here is a practice for this exact pattern. Think of one trusted person in your life right now, someone whose judgment you have always respected. Reach out to them today, not necessarily to discuss the relationship in detail, just to reconnect. Notice how that conversation feels. Notice if you feel more grounded, more like yourself after speaking with them. If your support system has expressed concern, and especially if you found yourself defending or distancing in response, that is sign number 5, and it deserves your honest attention. So now you have all 5 signs. The speed of the connection, feeling responsible for their emotions, the absence of real apology, doubting your own memory, and distance from your support system. Here is what matters most about recognizing these patterns. This is not about labeling anyone a villain. Many people who create these dynamics are themselves operating from unexamined wounds, unconscious of the patterns they're repeating. Jung's entire body of work was built on one core belief: that real change begins not with judging others, but with seeing clearly, including seeing yourself clearly. If you recognized 2 or more of these signs while watching this video, I want you to try one thing right now. Place your hand over your heart and say this quietly to yourself. I trust what I have felt. I trust what I have seen. My perception of my own life belongs to me and no one else. That sentence, simple as it sounds, begins the process of reclaiming something that may have been quietly worn down over months or years. Jung believed that awareness itself was the beginning of all psychological change, not punishment, not revenge, just clear, honest seeing. And once you see clearly, these patterns become very difficult to repeat unnoticed. Before you go, I want to ask you something. Out of the 5 signs we covered today, which one resonated most with something you've experienced? I'd love to know. Share it in the comments if you feel comfortable. I read every single comment, and I promise you, you will see how many other people recognize the exact same pattern. You are not alone in this. Not even close. If this video gave you language for something you've been feeling but couldn't quite explain, please subscribe to The Inner Persona. Every week, we explore the psychology of healing, awareness, and reclaiming your own perspective through the wisdom of Carl Jung. Because the most powerful thing you will ever do for yourself is learn to trust what you already knew all along.